This is a tutorial on how a simple Joomla site is organized. So this site, to log in, what you do is you go to your URL /administrator. That will take you to a screen that has a login area where you put in your username and your password, and then once you've done that, it takes you to this main area where you can access all the different parts of the site that you want to edit. So first place I'm going to go to is menus, and in here the only menu right now in this site that's active is main menu. So I'm going to go to main menu, and then here you'll see all of the links that are currently active in the site. This one with the red circle is not active, but if we wanted to make it active, all we'd have to do is check on it and click on the publish button, and that would add it to the menu. However, this is not connected to an article. Right here you can see it says external URL, whereas the others say that they're connected to actual articles. So in order for this to actually have some information attached to it, we would have to have an article ready to connect to that, and we don't right now, so I'm just going to go back to it and unpublish that. So for now I'm going to open up the homepage link and show you over here under page display options. This is the browser title. So when your site displays in a browser, or when any site displays in a browser, you notice that there is a title that appears at the very, very top of the browser. And this particular title is actually very important for search engines. It's one of the major tags that the search engines look at. So for this site, I've just gone ahead and added as many keywords in there as made sense. You don't want to go too nuts, because if they're too long, they're not going to show up, obviously, in the browser title bar. But also, it looks like you're starting to stuff keywords at this point. So at that point, if you start to make it too long, so the length of this one is acceptable. So you can kind of use this as a guide. And so I'm going to close that. I'm going to show you another link. Let's go to the homeowner link. And here, this is showing us that the type of menu item that this is it's a single item, a single article menu item. And if I wanted to change, or if I was even creating just a new menu item, the first thing I would do is I would select the menu item type. So to select single article, you simply go over to here, click on single article, and then that will take you out of there, and then it would make this over here say single article. Then the next thing it will ask for is it wants to know which article you're going to point it to. So if you click on that link over there and then see your list of articles that you have to choose from, and choose homeowners, and that will connect it to the homeowner article. Again, going to page display options, browser page title. This again is where you can edit that if you'd like. I don't actually recommend that you edit those too much on your own, because I can actually help you write those for the search engines. So it's not a good idea to just start poking around in there, but it is a good thing to know, and especially if you're going to be adding pages to the site yourself, it's a good thing to know so that you have that opportunity to put that tag in there. Okay, so that's that. Now the next place we want to go is over here to Article Manager, and this is where the articles or the content of this site is sitting. I have one inactive article right now. I was just keeping that as a backup copy. Probably go ahead and delete that in a bit, but for now that's just to show you that, of course, when the red circle is there, it's showing you that article is not published. The star means that it's a featured article, and featured articles, the way this current site is set up, are going to automatically publish on the home page. So this is the home page article for the site. So on this site, what that means, I'm going to click over here to the site, It's everything below the slideshow, with the exception of this link down here, which is in another location. So all of this information here is accessible in this article, and it's accessible by going down here. Now, this editing area, we can make this screen bigger just by dragging that open. And then all of these tools up here are fairly similar to a Microsoft Word editor. Also, when you roll over each tool, it will tell you what it does. Some simple things to know is, let's say you wanted to come over here and add to one of these links or make these linkable. Right now I have them set up as links, but they're linking to nothing. So I just did that as a way to show that the linking was possible in this site. So what you would do, and actually we do have this going to the homeowner link. I've forgotten that I'd done that. So okay, so this is going to the homeowners page, and how we know that is it says under URL homeowners. So let's go to the site and let's actually go to homeowners and see where we got that location. So if you look up here, you actually see the URL name /homeowners. So homeowners is the name of the URL that you want to use. You don't have to put, in fact, don't put the whole web address there. Only put the information that comes after the URL, after the / of the URL. And then once you're finished creating the link, you just go ahead and hit update, and you'll have created a link. This tool is for breaking a link, unlinking. So if you wanted to undo a link, you just use that tool. If you wanted to, you can actually just spend some time looking at the text editing tools. Again, you know, be careful when you're doing this. You don't want to do too much. That'll make the site look busy. But you know, you can do things like change font size if you want to do that. This editor, once you've changed things, if you've changed them a lot and you're having difficulty changing things back, it's probably because extra code has been added into the code of the site, that this editor has just added that in there. You can strip that code out just by clicking this little tool here called Remove Formatting. This particular text does not have any formatting attached to it. And when text doesn't have any formatting attached to it from this editor, the formatting that it's going to pick up is from the style sheet of the site. So you don't need to put any formatting on it unless there's something that for some reason you want to emphasize, or you clearly want it in a different font size, whatever. So that's the basics of editing an article. And of course, if you want to edit text, you just go through, highlight text, and type whatever you want in place of that. If you wanted to edit these tables, I'm actually going to save that for another tutorial. If you did want to do that, just ask me. I'll go ahead and teach you how to do that. But otherwise, you can go in here and edit any of the text inside of the tables. So that's pretty straightforward. And so that has pretty much all you need to know there. Then the only other thing that you need to know about this site right now is that there are modules in this site. And so, again, this is a really simple, straightforward site. So there are only 3 modules. We have the footer, and that's just that area down here where it has our footer link in there. It has the top right position in this site. The only things that are in that top right position is the Arizona General Contractor number and the phone number. So that is where those are. And then the other module is the front page, the home page slideshow. And in here, these are all the settings for the slideshow. So they're not really anything that you would need to touch. And in fact, if you did want to touch those, I'd just probably recommend that you just give us a call so that we make sure we know what you're doing and you know what you're doing, so that nothing gets, nothing, does anything that you don't want it to do. But that is the the front page slideshow module. Now, that's not where you actually edit the slideshow though. To edit the slideshow, you go over to Components, and then you scroll down to Front Page Slideshow. And then in here, this is where you can actually go through and edit the slides. You can add additional slides. If you were to add additional slides, what it would do is it wouldn't increase the height of the slideshow. What it would do is it would put a scroll bar here, and then you could actually scroll through to see the slides, and it would automatically play any additional slides that you put in. So to edit, or I'll show you how one of these is set up, but to edit a slide, what you would do is you click on that slide. I have your slides linking to articles within the site, so I chose this option here, Joomla article. This is the title of the slide, and it's the title that's going to show up both here and here. And then in this screen, this is again that editing area that you can go into. You can change text and make your edits here. And then this little blurb right here, this is the tag text that shows up here. So it's brought in the text from the article, but don't make any edits to the article here, expecting them to show up in the article itself, because they won't. You can edit this though if you want to change the text that appears here in the slideshow. So just know that. And so again, if you want to edit the article, you need to actually go to the article. Okay. And then the last important thing here is you're going to probably at some point want to swap out your photos. So what you would do is, pardon me, excuse me, assuming that you'd already had your image sized properly, all you'd need to do is choose File and then navigate to the place on your computer where your file is. I'm not going to choose this right now because I don't want to change it, but I would just choose the photo that I want to put in there, and then click Open. And then once I've done that, it will show me that it's updating the image, and then it will show you a preview of the image that you've just put in there, so you can be sure that you've put that image in there. And then once you've completed absolutely everything that you want to complete here, you hit the Save and Close, or you can just hit the Save check mark. If you hit this button rather than this button, it just keeps this window open for you. If you hit Save and Close, then it will actually close you out of this slide. Now, to size the images properly for the slideshow, you just need to make sure that they are 600 pixels wide, and then the height is 390 pixels tall. So 600 pixels wide, 390 pixels tall, and that will size the image properly so that you can drop it into here and it will appear the way you want it to look. So that pretty much tells you everything about the slideshow. Close out of there. And so at this point, I'm going to stop this tutorial, and just let me know if you have any questions. Thanks. So for more information, you can go to beyondthenet.com. We specialize in Joomla hosting and Joomla tutorials. And so you can go to our site, you'll find links to additional tutorials, and you can give us a call if you have any questions or if you want to talk about site development. beyondthenet.com.